Happy Sunday and welcome to the Doom Report. So, Iran has closed the Strait of Hormuz once again. So, expect gas prices to go up a little more, and of course, everything else is going to start going up. We still haven't seen the effects of that. Should be coming within a couple weeks. Better get what you need now. Iranian officials say that excessive demands made by the U.S. are the barrier to in person talks. Attacks on several ships reported as the Strait of Hormuz recloses. We're not getting the whole story from either side, which, fog of war and all, but we might be getting some half truths, but that's about it. President Trump to read Bible verse from the Oval Office after the feud with the Pope and the deleted AI image. Hundreds of people trying to storm a Wisconsin beagle research facility met with rubber bullets and pepper spray. About 1,000 animal welfare activists who tried to gain entry Saturday to a beagle breeding and research facility in Wisconsin were turned back by police who fired rubber bullets and pepper spray into the crowd and also arrested the group's leader. As an animal lover myself, I am completely against testing on animals, so good for them. North Korea's Rocket Man has launched multiple short-range ballistic missiles towards the sea. According to a report from NPR, the tariff refund portal is about to be America's hottest website. Of course, not for me and you, because we're not getting a penny out of this. Trump announces reforms to accelerate access to psychedelic drug treatments because everybody needs a dragon in the kitchen. Kyiv mass shooting unalive 6 and gunman is deleted after taking hostages in a grocery store. Construction on Trump's White House ballroom can continue for now, according to a U.S. appeals court. The U.S. Coast Guard spotted an overturned vessel near Saipan during a search for a missing ship. However, this vessel was not the ship they were looking for. Trump signed a bill extending the controversial surveillance power until April 30th, which I'm sure everybody here is on that list. Congratulations. Ex-President Obama and Zoran Mandami met for the first time. That kind of scares me. The U.S. military is ready to seize Iranian-linked ships with boarding parties. Cleanup is underway in the Midwest after tornadoes leave a path of damage and destruction. Boy, that was bad the other night. I was watching Ryan Hall while all that was going on. We didn't get any of it here, but hope everybody was safe and made it through. President Macron of France said a French soldier was unalived in Lebanon. The U.S. has renewed the Russian oil waiver after pressure from countries dealing with Iran war prices. A life jacket worn by a passenger who survived the Titanic has been auctioned off for over $900,000. Must be nice to have just like money like that just throw away on a life jacket. Deaths of migrants in ICE custody hit a record high under Trump. I think that's a little misleading. That's also because we have a lot more in ICE custody than we had before. So I don't think that. I think that's one of them. They're trying to make it look worse than it is. U.S. officials visited Havana to lay out the proposal for Cuban reform. I'd have liked to have been a fly on the wall in that meeting because I'm sure it had something to do with, listen, either comply or disappear. FBI's Kash Patel denies excessive drinking amid official U.S. security concerns. So he didn't say he wasn't drinking, he just said he wasn't drinking excessively. Spain, Brazil, and Mexico vow to boost Cuba amid the U.S. threats. President Trump says that Iran cannot blackmail us as it reimposes strict control over the Strait of Hormuz. This one I found interesting. That in a race between humans and robots, machines take the victory in a sign of advancement. So they ran a half marathon in Beijing with humans and robots. And here's the report. It was not even close, as a bright red Chinese humanoid named Lightning lived up to its name in a half marathon pitting humans against robots, smoking its competition on Sunday. The bipedal humanoid, developed by smartphone maker Honor, blazed through the 13-mile race in just 50 minutes and 26 seconds, besting all 12,000 human competitors and even surpassing the human world record for a half marathon set by Jacob Kiplini in Lisbon last month by nearly 7 minutes. Yep. AI's coming for you, man. I'm telling you. Skynet's active. A United Airlines plane made an emergency landing in Pittsburgh over possible security issues. President Trump, when asked about the White House meeting with Anthropic's Dario Amodei, he said, "Who?" Multiple victims have been reported near a University of Iowa after a wild brawl led to a mass shooting. President Trump on Truth Social says Iran decided to fire bullets yesterday in the Strait of Hormuz. A total violation of our ceasefire agreement. Many of them were aimed at a French ship and a freighter from the United Kingdom. That wasn't nice, was it? My representatives are going to Islamabad, Pakistan. They will be there tomorrow evening for negotiations. Iran recently announced that they were closing the strait, which is strange because our blockade has already closed it. They're helping us without knowing it, and they are the ones to lose with the closed passage. $500 million a day. The United States loses nothing. In fact, many ships are headed right now to the U.S., Texas, Louisiana, and Alaska to load up compliments of the IRGC, always wanting to be the tough guy. We're offering a very fair and reasonable deal, and I hope they take it, because if they don't, the United States is going to knock out every power plant and every bridge in Iran. No more Mr. Nice Guy. That is a quote from President Trump. The IDF is continuing to attack Hezbollah in southern Lebanon despite the ceasefire. European countries are to accelerate efforts to secure the Strait of Hormuz despite Trump's order to stay away. President Putin finally admits Russia's economy is in trouble and grasps for answers after warning about financial crisis have been piling up. For the first time in history, guys, the entire planet is in a financial crisis. Every major country. How do we usually get out of financial crises? Well, the first 2 times we got out of them by world wars. So, just saying. 8,000 employees are likely to be laid off by Meta as the workforce purge starts on May 20th, which is tomorrow. Spirit Airlines has reached out to the Trump administration for an emergency bailout. Must be nice. I can't get an emergency bailout. And that is your Doom Report for Sunday, April 19th. If you happen to see this, the AI algorithm has been burying me in a pit of despair lately, but hey, whatever. If you happen to be around tonight, want to check out the 0 Hour, we will be on at 8 p.m. Eastern right here on Ohio Valley Prepping with our special guest, Chance Paladin, tonight. So check that out. Should be a good time. Chance is always a fun guest. So we will see you all tonight. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you on the next one. OVP